Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome to episode 5 of The Journeyman. This series has gone down quite well. A few of you guys are enjoying it. We've got loads more games to get through today. If you do enjoy this type of content, then please do leave a like on the video. Be sure to subscribe as well, and do follow the social medias in the description. But let's get into the first game, which is going to be against Huddersfield. So, the first game we actually ended up drawing 1-1 in a game which, to be honest, would have been ideal to win because we are getting towards the end of the season. But, you know, you can't always be the winner, can you, at the end of the day? It's a great finish from them, but the only positive that we can obviously take from this now is the fact that we did manage to get back into the game, and that is what we've done here. Beautiful, but look at that for a finish, by the way, from Sonolia, our fullback of all people. And it was a game which I wouldn't say we deserved to win. Actually playing it though, like, it didn't do it any justice in the highlights. We actually did have a lot of good one-on-one chances, but we just couldn't take them. So overall, I would say that game is pretty deserved draw. A little bit gutting we couldn't get more from the game. Obviously, our left back being pretty much our best player there, which is never usually a good sign, but did score one hell of a goal. But not the worst start to the episode. But let's get into the next game and hopefully get 3 points. So, we then actually end up playing Coventry in the league in what was a 2-0 win, so able to pick up 3 points, which is a good bounce back, considering although we didn't lose last game, it did feel a little bit like a loss. At this point in the season, you need to be winning every single game that you're playing, and that is what we've done in this game. A ball in from Manon here, as we can see, and it's actually going to be Cabango who leaps above everyone to get it, and it's actually going to be 2 set pieces that we score this episode, or this match, shall I say, sorry, from Mawson. And it's been an area of the game where we've been really good, to be honest, with set pieces. We score quite a few of them, dangerous from corners, free kicks, pretty much everything where a ball can be put into the box. And in this division, that's pretty much what you have to be good at, because you don't always get loads of chances. So it's a good sign that we're scoring so many set pieces. But to be honest, the game was actually quite even. Obviously, we had a lot more of the ball, 62% of the ball compared to 38%, and we did have more shots overall as well. But to be honest, again, it's actually the back line in the midfield that are picking up the highest match ratings, obviously, because both of the goals did come from fullbacks and the assists come from a left back and a centre mid. So the attack has been quite quiet the last couple games, so hopefully we can fix that in the next match. Then had a 0-0, so no highlights for this one, but I do include every single game, and that was a game which we should win. Again, it's disappointment for the attackers at the end of the day. I mean, we had 2.3 XG, 9 on target, 29 overall, dominated the ball, something again which we're very good at with this team, holding on to the ball, good possession. But again, it's one of them things where possession doesn't mean everything. We didn't even manage to score a goal in this game, in a game which we absolutely dominated, so a little bit disappointed there. But you know, these strikers, these 4 players have really got to start getting into gear and scoring, because you can't always rely on set pieces to win games. So we then actually ended up playing Blackburn in what was a 3-1 win, and finally our forward players linking up to get some goals, which is about time. We're a few games into the episode now, and the forward play, the attack and play, has been pretty bad when it comes to the actually, you know, putting the ball into the net. It's going to be Grimes here playing a beautiful ball down the right hand side, ball back in, and that should have been a penalty, but it wasn't given. Luckily, Patterson was there to get the sort of cut back. In my opinion, it was a penalty, but leave a comment below. Do you think that was a penalty? In my opinion, I would have given it personally. Might be a little biased though. It's going to be Perot though with the ball here, one of our star players, into Tyler Roberts, the loney, beautiful cutback into Manon, and that's something we're seeing time and time again. The cutbacks happen so often, and it's because obviously, you know, we have got that work the ball into the box on, and that is one of the good things about it. Sometimes it does cost you, because obviously, you know, you're looking for the perfect chance too much. But in a game like this, we managed to score, you know, 3 goals, which is a decent amount of goals, to be honest. It's not all perfect though, as they get a ball in here, ball across, they sort of do a cutback on us with Dak to make it 2-1 at the time. We do score another though to make it 3-1. Down the line again, little ball into the box. There's going to be Tyler Roberts scoring a goal, which is always good to see. Obviously the lonely player who might not be too... He might be a bit too pricey to keep at the end, depending on what he wants to do as well. So this might just be a loanee for the season, but still, he's contributing, you know, where he can. At the end of the day, I don't expect loads from the guy to be consistent massively, because he plays all across this tree, and also up front sometimes. So he's always on the move. This game, though, should have, honestly, it could have been a draw, easily been a draw. I mean, they actually beat us in terms of XG, not shots overall, but the actual XG was in their favour. We had more possession, so I guess it's pretty tit for tat. Probably should have been more of a 3-2 game. 3-1 was a little bit, you know, keen on the eye for us, but at the end of the day, we'll take it as 3 points in the bag and on to the next one. We then play Nottingham Forest at home, obviously the Premier League's new team. And again, it's another 3-1. We seem to have this habit of winning a game, then identically repeating it with the same scoreline as we do here. A ball down the line here. Is it going to be poor defending? It's not. It's actually going to be a good clearance from Mawson. Beautiful ball over the top. Who actually played that? Let's rewatch that because that goal looked incredible. We want to see who played that ball in. The finish was good, but the ball was even better. It's going to be Saronlia, our fullback, into Perot, who makes it 1-0. He's by far been probably one of our best players. Nitcham into Perot, ball over into Saronlia, who I hope I'm saying that right. It's quite a difficult name, who can play on the right and the left. Ball across, and Obafemi's there to tuck it in. We're really good, as I keep saying, at doing them little cutbacks. Really, really good. Cullen with the ball there, back into Nitcham, who's also been very good for us. The fullback again gets it across. That's going to be Cullen actually sliding in at that near post ahead of the defenders. I'm pretty sure they'll be a little bit annoyed with themselves there. Palmer with the ball over the top into Carvalho. Back into Palmer, and it's a bit of a scrappy goal, a goal which I think we could have probably prevented. I'm pretty sure the defenders will be annoyed at themselves, especially the goalkeeper, for giving up the clean sheet. But to be honest, at this stage of the season, especially since it's my first season at the club, I'm not going to be too picky about having to have clean sheets. As long as we're winning games, that's all that matters at this stage, and it's a game which we did deserve to win. 3.6 XG, 12 on target, 28 overall, 56% possession, pretty much everything going in our favour. And finally, we're seeing this sort of 4 here actually contributing when it comes to goals, and quite a lot of them. But let's get into the next match. It gets even weirder now because it's actually going to be another win and another 3-1. So that's 3 3-1s back to back to back. And you can't write this, to be honest with you, but we'll take it nevertheless. A ball goes into the box here. It's not actually a ball goes into the box, it's Basufa. Let's actually rewatch that goal as well. I do like to rewatch the good goals because, you know, sometimes I play these in advance so I forget how good some of these goals are. He plays it back to him and you expect him to float it in, but that is like, if that was on this side, that is like a Dimitri Payet remake at the end of the day. We win possession back there with Tyler Roberts. Great play from him. Obafemi, is he going to get it in? He does, into Garrick, and it's poor defending. Loads of space at the far post, and it's an easy volley to make it 2-0. Another ball goes in, and it's going to be Mawson. So we seem to have this habit at the moment. Here you go, actually, we can see. 91 minutes in, we're 3-0 up, and we're just so close to getting that clean sheet, and we just let it slip every single time. An injured Anderson through to Ismin, it's beautiful play. Defence did shut off though, and again, it's a clean sheet, which I'm more annoyed for the goalkeeper than myself, but, you know, it's just little things like that we do have to strengthen on, because if you do that against a big team, you never know what can happen. Obviously, this game, again, is one of them games which, I don't know if it could have went either way. Possession, we absolutely dominated. Better XG, better shots, more shots. I'm being too nice there. We deserve that win. Basufa dropping an 8.5 at Cam. So, you know, a very, very good game out of him. And let's hopefully make this 4 3-1s. If we get 4 3-1s, there's going to be some type of conspiracy going on. Well, unfortunately, it isn't going to be a 4-3-1. This ended as a 1-1 draw, which isn't too bad. It would have been nice to keep, you know, kept the winning spree going, but at least we're still undefeated in quite a few games now. It's actually going to be Bristol that go 1-0 up from a set piece with more. As you can see, us breaking through the lines here with Garrick, ball across into Perot, who bails us out in the 87th minute. But as you can see, it's a game which we probably should have won, to be honest, but obviously when you can see the set piece sort of, you know, not too early on, it was actually in the 84th minute they scored. We're actually lucky we got a goal back, because that could have been a lot worse. We could have walked out of there easily with 0 points, but at least we got a point, still showing good signs. But I do wish, I know we've been scoring 3 sort of goals a game, but these are the sort of games where I want to see a bit more action coming out of specifically these 2 players, or not even players, but positions, because these have been quite inconsistent. Again, the back line actually having quite a good match, so I can't pin the blame onto them, but we'll take the point on the road and move on to the next one. If you guys are enjoying this episode so far though, please do leave a like on the video. It does mean a lot when you guys, you know, I know you like the tactics, you like the rebuilds, but please do check this series out as well. It is a lot of fun to play, and I know there are a lot of you guys that do enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, as I said, please do leave a like on it. Comment below on what team I should go to next. Remember, it has to be in Europe, and please do subscribe to the channel. But let's get into the next game. And the next game again is actually a 1-1. We seem to have, again, a ridiculous habit of replicating results, and that is going to be a 1-1 draw at home to Blackburn this time. In a game, we'll slow this down a little bit, it seems to be going quite quick. In a game which we did go 1-0 up inside of 33 minutes, Obafemi with quite an easy goal, but unfortunately they pretty much bounced back instantly, and that is when you know the game's never really going to go in your favour. It's either going to end up being a draw, which it did, or they're going to go and snatch it. It's good play from them down the line here, back into Ramsey. It's a world-class ball in, goalkeeper flaps at it. You got to put a little bit of blame on the goalkeeper there, but in terms of stats, it's a game which apart from the possession, which we did dominate, everything else I'm more than happy to take a point from. Obviously, they had more shots, they had better XG, we just had more of the ball, so it's fairly even. And again, quite a quiet game out of these two. These three, actually. Or not Obafemi, he actually scored, but these three players here. So it's just about getting that attack more consistent, scoring more goals, and I'm pretty sure we can at least get into the playoffs. But let's get into the next game, which is actually going to be a cup tie. My mistake. One more game before we actually get into the cup, and that is going to be against Arsenal the next game, so do stick around for that. But before we do, we actually build a little bit of momentum going into that game with a 2-1 win at home against Preston. And this was nice to see, because obviously we drew two games on the bounce, and we actually did go 1-0 down here. So I thought that this could now be a bit of a losing spree, or a spree where we couldn't win. But we actually bounced back, and obviously we do win the game, as you know. But it's going to be Tyler Roberts with the ball here, cutting it back into Nitcham, who plays a wonder ball into Garrick, who cuts it back across into Patterson. And that type of play, you know, you see Man City do that, it would be everywhere, but for us, we're not getting the credit we deserve. Honestly, the play there was absolutely phenomenal. Manham back into Fulton, back into Manham, ball across into Garrick again, pretty much trying to replicate that second goal, which we have done. Threaded back across into Fulton, who made it 2-1 in the 91st minute. So a very crucial goal. We'll watch it again. As you can see here, pretty much of a replica, except this one was on the floor. The ball gets played across from Manham all the way across into Garrick, who he can look at this spaces in here, Fulton. Criminal for number 19 to let him go. He threads it back across, and it's an easy goal. Easy goal. In a game which we definitely did deserve to win, so I'm glad we did manage to sort of clutch up and get that late minute goal, because that would have been a very annoying point, because, you know, pretty much everyone played well. Again, you could question possibly, you know, possibly a better performance out of Tyler Roberts and Perot, but overall, we're winning games now. We're scoring goals. I mean, the draws that we got, I shouldn't be as annoyed about, because at least we're still gaining something in the league. Like, it's never easy to get to the playoffs, so hopefully we have got what it takes. But let's get into the next game, which is going to be against Arsenal in a cup tie. And trust me, this one is definitely worth a watch. I said it's worth a watch. That doesn't mean that it was worth a watch for us, because it was an embarrassing 4-1 defeat. But our team was not ready for this challenge. I say that, I mean, to be fair, we did actually go 1-0 up here. It's going to be Patterson or Roberts that wins it back, and Perot scores a wonder goal. But as soon as Arsenal equalise, you look at their team, you knew it was going to be trouble. It's Odegaard into Tierney, into Smith Rowe, into Tammy Abraham, and do you know what? It's a goalkeeper howler again. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and stick with this team next season, and that is definitely going to be a position which I try and bring someone in, because there's been a few howlers now in this season. But when this goal went in, I knew it was coming. As you can see, Odegaard over to Maitland-Niles, who you're never going to stop. Ball in, into Abraham, and do you know what? I knew the floodgates were going to open, but to be fair, we actually done quite well. If you look at the minute here, 42 minutes, it actually goes up until the 84th, until we concede another goal. But then it's going to be Fabio Vieira, who plus great bit of play there, into Martinelli, scoops the ball across, and we're just getting beaten by balls in the air at the end of the day. And it doesn't stop there, unfortunately. It's going to be Gabriel Jesus, obviously their new man, into Partey, into Jesus, who just tucks it into the bottom right. And I'm not going to argue too much, because at the end of the day, they did deserve to win the game. We weren't ready for a team like Arsenal. I mean, you look at some of their players: Leno, Maitland-Niles, White, Gabriel, Tierney, Odegaard, Partey, Jesus, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Abraham, Slavia on the bench. They did play full strength against us, which I wasn't expecting. So we unfortunately do go out to Arsenal in the FA Cup, but I'm not too annoyed about that, because I said we weren't expected to win, were we? Can't end the episode like that though, can we? So this is going to be another game, the next league game right after the Cup. And at this point I was like, Are the lads going to, is their confidence going to be shattered? Is it going to be a disaster? Luckily it wasn't. It was actually quite a tough game as well against Norwich, but we did manage to win 2-0. Dams with a ball over there, bit lucky with the deflection, and it's going to be Perot scoring one of the most interesting volleys. The power on that looked absolutely phenomenal. So a lot of power from him, ball into Nitcham, and again, nearly a great challenge, but it's too, to be honest, it's two lucky deflections, but we'll take it. We'll carry on with the 3 points, and if you look at the stats, I mean, we absolutely thumped them in terms of XG, on target, shots overall. Possession we had a little bit more, not loads more, but it was a game which I can comfortably say we did deserve to win. And we will take them 3 points and we'll move on. And what will be the last game of this episode is going to be a 2-0 win against Barnsley at home. So finishing off with 2 wins in the episode after the cup exit is always a good thing. Ball comes out. Luckily, we are there to win it back. Obafemi, instant ball through into Cullen. And I don't know if you guys feel the same, but the amount of finishes we're seeing from this team, where they literally scoop like that, the finesses look absolutely nuts with this team. And then we get a penalty in the 85th minute. Quite a poor penalty, but the goalkeeper couldn't get there. And again, it was a game which we did deserve to win, so I'm not going to say we got lucky. Obviously, the way that we scored with a penalty, it was a penalty, by the way, the decision, but an 82nd minute goal and 86th minute winner, or sort of, you know, to guarantee the win for a penalty, definitely left it till late to cement the game. But overall, we dominated every aspect. So, I mean, we can't really argue with the stats, can you? That is going to be all for today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this Journeyman episode. This is definitely a series I want to do in Football Manager 23, so do let me know in the comments if you want to see it. And also, please do leave a like on this video and also subscribe to the channel. Literally I reckon I've been uploading for about 3 months now, and I've set a goal to hit 2,000 subscribers middle of next year, and we've already hit it. You guys are absolutely killing it, so keep subscribing because we're growing rapidly. I do appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one.